What's going on, fellow A pluses? It's your boy Adam Perez back once again with a brand new episode review. As we're set to get into Bakuage Sentai BoonBoomger. Episode number 10, man. We made it to the double digit rounds of the series. I'm really excited, man. I'm eager to kind of see where we eventually get when we get to the halfway point for this series. But we're slowly chugging along, man. I've been enjoying this series for the most part, to be quite frank with you. I'm very much like the Hushalians, a little bit sad at the departure of Commander Mad Rex, but I'm expecting big things to see who else is going to step up on the Hushalian side to go ahead and really give BoonBoomgers a run for their money. So, look, man, 10 episodes in, I kind of want to know your guys' thoughts. How are you feeling about the season so far? Is it one of the best Super Sentai seasons you've had the opportunity of checking out? Is it just good, enjoyable so far? Have you seen better? Do you want more out of it? I definitely want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section box below. So let's go ahead and get into this episode, shall we, man? Because I had a really good time with this episode. I'm really glad that Genba had the opportunity to get the shine in this week's episode, and I really enjoyed the combination of him and Mira together. I gotta be honest, man. I think for me, the strongest aspect of this series continues to be its characters. They have such really great, wonderful personalities, and the chemistry when they're together, the opportunity for us to kind of see, different pairings really stand out to me. And you get the opportunity to see how their personalities clash or mesh really well in here. And I really enjoyed the combination of Mira along with Genba in this episode. First and foremost, I mean, they probably have like the best smiles on the team. I mean, we got a lot of big grins, like ear to ear smiles from both of these characters as they really truly come to appreciate each other, I think, and really open their eyes to each other a little bit more. So I had a lot of fun with this one. Just some backstory in here. The ISA agent, I did have her name listed in here, Sharabi. She comes with a mission this week. She needs a delivery, if you will. She needs a courier to go ahead and deliver a very special item. I believe they refer to it as a new high output energy source that could potentially power all of Tokyo. So a very important piece of technology. But unbeknownst to Sharabi here, the team is out. Majority of the team is out. It is in fact Children's Day, where they're celebrating with kids, teaching them the values of life and understanding and things like that, which I think is a really great day for them to go ahead and celebrate. It's a very important mission to certainly say in regards to helping raise sort of the next generation of kids. I mean, damn, I got a 2.5-year-old, and it's like pulling teeth just to get this kid to pick up after himself. So the idea of teaching kids really valuable life lessons and how to help people out, respect your elders, sort of thing. I kind of dig that that's a huge importance for our BoonBoomgers in this episode. So it really leaves Genba to be the one to have to do a delivery, and I really enjoy the idea that he lets her know, like, this is actually gonna be my first time doing a delivery. Like when you need somebody that has like the experience of getting very important pieces of information or items to a certain place, you kind of want somebody that's done this before. And so I really enjoyed Sharabi's reaction when she found out that this is Genba's certainly his first time. But let's not act like Genba's a slouch here, right? Like as the procurer, as the procurer, the guy that does the procurement for the team. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that word today. He's got a lot of responsibility already. I mean, he's technically delivering things to the team, right? To Taya to help boost him in his progress and moving forward with not only the team, but in any circumstance that he finds himself in. So there is a level of being a delivery system that Genba definitely has experience with in here. But I think what really tripped me out in here was the idea of coming to find out that this was certainly all a decoy all along. I put in my notes here that when Mira joins the delivery, I made fun at like how serious she was taking it, right? Like she was trying to get him to slow down at times, trying to make sure she would block off anything that might harm the package or cause a vibration or cause Genba to certainly slip, right? The idea of Genba having to push her out of the way because things are falling and stuff, like just her pure reaction of just taking this this mission so incredibly seriously. I thought it was really charming. I thought it was really funny. And I really enjoy sort of Mira's energy, you know. But then also compound that with the idea of her like disbelief that she was kind of used in the sense of that this was all just a con, you know, all just a decoy to distract the Hashalians from the idea that the ISA agents pretty much already delivered what they needed to the lab. They were definitely just being used as a decoy. But you know, for me, I think what I enjoyed about this episode was the idea that despite Mira coming to the realization that, oh, you know, like I was just kind of used in this, and her feeling some type of way about it. This is where Gemba's personality really comes to play. One, he's such a soft-spoken dude. You know, like when Gemba talks, it's almost like the way he speaks, you have to pay attention because of the fact that he speaks so softly, but you almost know like what's going to come out of his mouth is just going to be a gem, you know? And the fact that Mira was feeling some type of way, but he acknowledges the fact of like, you know, the fact that you took this so seriously, you know, you really were the reason why it was so convincing in the first place. And when he said that, I went back and chuckled and I was like, yeah, like I literally pointed out in my notes, like how serious she was really sort of taking this mission. But that comes to play, you know, and she realizes that she has value, that her being a part of this mission was worthwhile, you know, and to have somebody like Gemba to give that positive sort of reinforcement to somebody that felt a little bit bummed about the idea of like, oh man, I feel kind of used. It's like, no, you weren't really used, but your idea of helping out and taking it as seriously as it did, like that's really what made it successful at the end of the day. So, you know, shout out to Gemba for really being aware in that moment to uplift his team member. And I think that's one of the things that and I said this before, one of the reasons why I really enjoy this show as much as I do is because of the character chemistry and the personalities that we have certainly on this team. So I thought this was a really great moment, really heartfelt moment. And again, I could literally watch Mira and Genba just smile all episode long. I really could. Like, it's infectious. Like watching them smile, I found myself smiling. Like, damn, why am I so happy for these guys? But it's really natural when it comes with this particular team. A couple other notes that I did have in here. The action, man. Let's talk a little bit about the action sequences in here because I love the choreography here this week. You know, anytime I get the opportunity to see somebody fighting with like a prop, whether they're using the prop as a weapon, whether they're trying to protect something, I don't know why I just get like Jackie Chan vibes. You know, like when I think of utilizing the environment around you, when I think of somebody that fights with that ability of having to protect something or work around something or utilizing items in the world around them when they fight, Jackie Chan just comes to mind for me. And so I thought they did a really great job with the choreography, especially in the first fight sequence that we had. And then in the second one, first off, Demba coming out of the gate swinging like it's almost like he took a break with the first battle and he was just really kind of showing off a little bit, but then you get him to like really get serious in the second one, like, you know, we're almost to the end of our mission here, we really got to make this last. I'm just going to go through these dudes in like 7 seconds. I thought it was just breathtaking to watch, to see him chop down the Heshalians in here with his axe and along with Mira's sword. I thought that was pretty cool, using Boon Pink's sword. But I think the move that really got me in here was really the team battle when we get the opportunity to see Boon Pink and Boon Orange working together. Like that Circus Soleil move where freaking Boon Orange is on his back with his legs in the air, and you got Boon Pink that literally jumps on top of his feet, and they utilize both of their wheels around their ankles to go ahead and shoot and propel Boon Pink forward. That was really cool action scene. And again, these wheels really coming into play. That I kind of thought like the idea of them having wheels on their costume, there's got to be more to it than just an aesthetic, you know, the idea of it being part of the suit. And they really have utilized these wheels extremely well. So I thought it was a fantastic sort of last attack. If I did have any honorable mentions in here, really it's probably, well, one, this episode made me extremely hungry. Not only did I want curry, but I wanted some mochi for myself. Like I was literally like, my mouth was super watery watching this episode. Like, damn, I'm so hungry right now. But really, one of my honorable mentions probably has to go to just the technical aspect of this episode in regards to directing. There's a really cool shot in here, a POV shot, a point of view shot of the koi streamer, the villain here. Like after the failed first battle, he gets pulled down an alleyway with the Hishalians. I can never remember the guy and the girl Hishalian in here, but they're literally talking to him and like shaking him, like looking him at his face. And I love the perspective of us as the viewer being the koi streamer, just kind of seeing the chaoticness of going from one to the other, and then them just pushing us around and then back into the alleyway or back into the street sort of thing. I just thought it was a really fun kind of POV choice for the director to go ahead and utilize in this episode here. But you know, this episode continues to, I don't want to say it continues to surprise me, but it definitely continues to impress me on a week-to-week basis. But yeah, man, I had a really good time with this episode. I thought Genba and Mira really shined in here. And just goes to show why I continue to be a big fan of Mira. I think Mira, for me, Mira, um, Officer Joe, and I think Genba's even growing on me as some of my favorite characters of this series so far. But look, at the end of the day, guys, these are simply my A+ opinions. I always want to know yours. If there's anything that I missed, any topics that you guys from this week's episode want to further go ahead and discuss, please go ahead and certainly do so in the comment section box below. It definitely helps the algorithm, and I love talking to you guys about Super Sentai. So let's keep this conversation going until next week's episode. But until then, do me a big favor, as always, guys. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A+. We'll see you, Boon. Bye.